I'm the UPDF Division Commander for Mountain Division and also the Commander for Operation Shuja. As you may know, Operation Shuja was begun on the 30th of November 2021. And since then, we've been in parts of Eastern Congo, in the Ituri region and the Northern Kivu. In parts of the Ituri, to the west of Erengeti, the ADF was totally annihilated and they got finished. They shifted down, currently finished, but all we know is that they have shifted. And what happens is that every time we put the ADF under a huge pressure, what they do, they try to pull us back to our rear to see if we can divert our forces that are on their heels to come back and handle the situation. And what they do, they come in very small numbers, 5, 10, come and do such mayhem, kill, maim, rob, and they go back. And in so doing, they think they'll divert us. This time in this place here in Ruviriha Mponde Secondary School, they came last night at around 11 o'clock, between 11 and midnight, probably between 5 to 10, with some 3 guns. They came to this school, Mponde Ruviriha Secondary School, which is a very small school, an NGO school, funded by a Canadian NGO, with a population of 63 students, 20 boys in one dormitory, almost 27 boys in one dormitory, and around 28 girls in one dormitory. They reached to the security, held him up, and shot him in the head. As the boys tried to do commotion to check on what was happening outside, the boys went to the doors in their dormitory, which was actually locked. They tried to lock the dormitories behind them so that these guys would not come in. So what these guys did, picked some petrol in a bottle and threw in through the window, the glass windows, and threw inside, and the petrol exploded and the mattresses caught fire. And this was a very small room with over 20 students inside, and this is boys, and it caught fire. So once it caught fire, there was no way these boys would come out. The other windows were all burglar proofed. So the smoke was so choking. So once this ADF thugs saw the other dormitory for the boys burning, they ran to the girls. And unfortunately, the girls had that confusion, but they didn't know what was happening. Unfortunately, some of them failed what to do, and these guys just they didn't know what was happening. Unfortunately, some of them failed what to do, and these guys just went and butchered them, hacking them with bangers and with pickaxes. Very unfortunate, and we lost 20 of those girls on spot. But with the boys, the 20 died. No, the 17 of them died in that Mayfire. 3 of them jumped out and ran in that confusion. They survived with injuries, but one was not injured out of the 20. The security guy died. 20 girls died. And that's what happened. They burnt the dormitories for the girls. They burnt the store where there was food. The library was also burnt. And then on their way, as they went, they were running out. They also found an old woman in the neighborhood of the school. They killed a very old woman, some like 60, 70. They went ahead and grabbed a few people, like 2, 3, killed one again. They continued ahead again and killed one, which is a typical ADF signature. Because this is pressure, they are under huge pressure. And that's what they have to do, to show the world that they are still there and show the world that they can still do havoc, which they did. But all this is because of the pressure we have unleashed on them in the Eastern Congo, specifically in the North Kivu, today in the area south of Beni and Butembo. Our forces have followed them. They have moved to those areas of River Ruviriha. By 2 o'clock today, we got a small contact with them, but now they're in a very haste. We suspect they have gone with like 6 students and maybe others that they've picked on the roads, which we have not known their number. results. We continue to say it's very unfortunate. It's really something that we didn't expect, and it was also thought maybe this guy has had a recce and spent some time within the area. I mean, there are schools bigger than this one. If really the ADF wanted to make a big attack, what about the schools that were near? And secondly, this was a small school. Maybe it was the most obvious target. All that is something that we're just thinking, but all we know is that ADF has caused mayhem to very young, poor kids, young girls and boys. Very unfortunate, and that's what we can say. So far as I'm concerned, we haven't arrested anybody related to this incident. But of course, a number of people have been arrested, but suspects, and police is doing so. We have not connected or related the arrests to this current ADF operation, but information and intelligence will come and give us eventually who they are, whether they are part of this or not. But that's one person, but we shall get to know. And what is your message to the public? What do they expect? The public, the message is they must be very vigilant. You see, security begins by you yourself. And I want to assure Ugandans that the UPDF may not be everywhere. Even here within Kasese and Pondo, we cannot really deploy anywhere. The nearest deployment to this place of UPDF was almost 3 kilometers away. The other farthest was 7 kilometers away from this Pondwe Rubiria. Now, security is all about who you see in a place and you don't understand who she or he is. If you don't report such a person, then such happens. So I think security begins with each and every individual in this life. Time that the ADF is crossing into Uganda to do that. You remember what happened in Kichwamba. You remember what happened in Toroko. In Toroko, it was interesting. They caught us. They came in the proper time where it was time that the army is always ready. But this one was in a place that we didn't expect, near Mpondwe, very near Mpondwe, and nobody would suspect this. But it's the borders. The borders are so porous. These guys can cross anyway. And the UPDF doesn't deploy in every single point of these borders, no. Police may not also deploy everywhere. It's just the porous borders that has caused all.
Huyo kijana iko mumu. Alipoonyesha shule, yeye akaenda. Akajua wasichana wanalala wapi, wa vijana wanalala wapi. Ndio kuhakikisha wanakuja wanafunga mlango ya vijana. Watoto wa vijana walijaribu sana kupigana. Lakini nguvu ikawashinda, yani walikuwa wamewakisha mattress na moto. Kwa wasichana walikuta mlango iko wazi, ndio kuua na kukatakata. So ilikuwa ngumu. Wamechukua wengine wachache. Lakini chenye nataka kuambia kila mtu akue macho. RDC amesema government ya Uganda na Kongo inatengeneza barabara kutoka Kasindi hadi wapi? Beni. Ili nyinyi mfanye nini? Biashara. Tunaelewana? Kama kuna mtu ambao hamuelewi, ameonekana, huyo mtu ashikwe. Na naomba sana, tafuteni wa vijana gani ambao walielekeza ADF kuja hapa. Walitoka kule Kasindi Port, walikuja hapa polepole usiku, wakalala siku 2, ndio wakakuja kuchoma watu. Walitaka kuchoma magari, wakakuta jeshi yetu iko, wakaona magari ya jeshi hapo wakagopa. Sasa ndio kurudi kwa nini? Kwa shule. So kila mtu kuwa alert. Kama naona mtu ambao hapana elewa, kamata. Sio kwamba tunaenda kumfunga. Kamata tu, sema LCE mtu hapana eleweka. Ni kibaya sana mtusemee makosa yametokea kwa watoto wetu kufa. Amani ilikuwa iko mingi. Mimi sikae hapa, mimi nakaa Kongo. Muda yangu yote niko Kongo. Lakini kuona kwamba hiki tumekuja tena imefanyika kwangu nyumbani ni kitu ya aibu sana. Lakini vile aibu inatoka na kwa mimi na nyinyi yote. Kwa nini mnanyamaza hapa nazungumza? Wako wengine wanasema ni watoto yetu. Sasa hivi tumetuma ndege kila sehemu inaenda kuwatafuta. Ndege tayari zimefika. Tunataka kwanza kama inawezekana tuokoe wale ambao wameshikwa, ambao wameenda nao. Kama unaweza kuokolewa sawa. Alafu maiti zenye ziko hapa tunaenda kutoa ile nyingine ambayo imechomeka mbaya sana. Tutachukua photo kwa sema ambao kuna fridge. Mapolisi na pathologists watapima kuona hii ni damu ya nani na mtoto ya nani. Kuna maiti nyingine iko hospitali ambayo inaonekana vizuri, tunatambua. Hizo zitafanya nini? Zitabaki. Tutakuja pata muda, RDC atazungumza, atawapa wenyewe watafanya nini? Watazika. President iko kutuma minister moja anaenda kuja na usaidizi aina gani, lakini sasa hivi helikopta ya president inakuja kuleta usaidizi. Tunaelewana? So mtusaidie, mkae pembeni ya barabara, kuna wakubwa ya jeshi wengi wanakuja. So kama mnasimama, mimi nimesema jeshi wasiwafukuze, lakini mkae wapi? Pembeni ya barabara watu. Okay? Kuna watu wa barabara gari napita. Pia tena tuzungumze kama muda ya saa 6. Okay? Journalists, you can also hold on. We haven't got all the details. We want to know what's happening.